So first, I want to say thank you to giving me the opportunity to being on the stage, because we are not a partner yet, and we're also not an end user of AWS products, but I'm also not here to represent our company. I'm here as a true believer and a simpler fan of tools like Choreo building fully on open source and community driven. And I mean, how can an event be community driven like this, to giving me the stage and the voice to speak about failing of platform engineering and all the stuff. So really, I'm really happy to be here, and thank you very much for this part. Just take a minute to say thank you for this opportunity. Today, what we are speaking today, or what I'm speaking today, we are going to take a look why companies fail at internal developer platforms. We have built a lot of them, we failed a lot, and now I want to share with you why companies fail at building internal developer platforms and which solution may be the right for you. This is Kumu, this is our mascot, this is our red panda from IITS. And first, who am I? My name is Artem Lajko. I'm a platform engineer and squad lead for IITS, a consulting startup from Germany, founded in 2019. I'm a CNCF, Cloud Native Computing Foundation certified Kubestronaut, ambassador for platformengineering.org, one of the biggest organizations for platform topics, and a published co-author of implementing GitOps with Kubernetes. But enough about me, it's not about me today. We are jumping straight forward to our topic. And first, our targets. What do we have to expect today? First, I give you a short introduction into internal developer platforms. Then the role of platform engineering, building it and managing IDPs. Then the amount of money you need to put it if you're doing yourself. We build a lot, it's cost you a lot, trust me. You will see the numbers. And also, if you try to do it the hard way, what common pitfalls you try to avoid. And why IDP matters, not on my expertise, but also on the part on numbers from Google reports and also from Gartner reports. You saw a lot of Gartner hype cycle. We love Gartner numbers and research. And also how you can use platform-less solution like Choreo to help you save money and focusing on growing your business. And a little disclaimer, AI won't save you, so you need to take a look at IDP. It will help you in the future, but you can't just ignore this part. And I start, in the most of my talks, I started with shared terms. And I just have a few. If I'm speaking about internal developer platforms, I'm speaking about one place for the whole company. You have, for example, building everything on one place, and you can go in there and over self-service, you can consume whatever you like. This is how I express internal developer platforms, self-service, no ticket, no Teams messages, no Google Chat, just you can, on one place, you can consume whatever you like. Then we have the roles like DevOps engineer. A lot of people asking me, Artem, what is the difference between DevOps engineer and platform engineer? If you're looking on my CV, it looks like the same. I just relabeled it. But it's not true. The most companies, if they try to build the internal developer platform, you have three layers. You have, for example, the platform layer that consumes the infrastructure, providing a platform like Kubernetes and everything you need. Then you have the developer on the top. And in the most companies, I guess Stripe call it framework teams. Microsoft call it something like enabler teams. You have the DevOps, enabler teams, DevOps, whatever you call it. They understand the world of the developers, and they also understand the world of the platform engineering. And for example, if you're taking Choreo as an example, you have build kits. So these teams are going and build for a new framework, are going and build a new kit and enable the developers to using the platform, because the platform teams in the reality don't have the time to working with the developers. If you're using solution like Choreo, of course, you saw it, you can remove the middle layer, and the platform team's now getting more time to building the build kits in the part. But in the reality, it's not like this. In the enterprise I'm working, if you don't using full managed solutions. And developer are the software developer, and you have, if you're building IDP, a lot of people making the mistakes, they don't understand the developer stands not only for the software developer. They are all stakeholder of your platform. You have FinOps, you have product owner, you have security teams. You have to integrate all the requirements into one IDP. So if you're speaking about IDPs, don't think just only focus on the developer, see the whole company, and depending on your company, it can be different roles. And if you are speaking about platformless, it's not running on the air. You have a platform engineering team with an expertise behind the Choreo, I guess that's around about 70 or 80 engineers, if I have the numbers right. So then they are building for you, they manage it for you. So you don't need to spend a lot of money to hiring your platform engineering team or platform engineers. You can focus on your business. It's not meaning that you don't need platform engineers. You can also have platform engineers. They create the golden path, best practices based on your company. Just some terms. Then we are going, okay, a slide is missing. I'm just continue. I mean, we are agents, so go with the flow, react to the incident. If I'm starting with a topic, internal development platforms, I was building at the moment about 20 platforms to different customer, different size. And for me, it was like, okay, if I'm building platform, what it means for me. I'm looking at the CNCF landscape. You see it multiple times, I guess, during the configuration on the left side. And I was talking, okay, now you need observability tools. You need also some tools for your development, like Argo CD for the GitOps approach and another tool. And I try to understand it in a part of planes. I was overwhelmed with the CNCF landscape, and I was like, let me take a look at the platform tooling landscape, because they have some planes to understand different layer. This is the entry point for the developer if you're looking up. This is a portal, this is your data planes, this is your resource planes. But at the end of the day, I was still overwhelmed. I mean, I built a lot of that. And then the higher management come to me and ask me, can you please explain us the whole experience of the years you get in just 5 minutes? And this was my reaction to that. I say, please, I need a drink. It was not just one drink, it was multiple drinks, and then I can explain everything you wanted in the easy way. But jokes aside, what I have done at the next step is, I was asking a colleague of mine who has 40 years experience in this area, and he's seen a lot, and I say, let's please interview a lot of companies, a lot of product provider, and we have interviews with over 100 experts, and we put all requirements from security teams, from developers, from product owner, whatever you call it, and I put it in a blog and try to understand, is it just a hype? I'm the only one who don't understand the IDP, and what I'm building difference from my platforms, difference from IDP. Put it in a blog and get a lot of response. This is also the way how I get in touch with Choreo. I'm getting a LinkedIn message from Sam, and Sam say, take a look at Choreo, please. And I take a look, and I'll explain you later why I like it so much. And then from the point of engineering, I try to put the requirements into, for me, a readable format to understand different stakeholder, what they understand if you build an IDP. And it was like, you have a self-service approach. Everyone's want to go to one place, having an UI and integrated IDP, and having a self approach. For example, if I need a Kubernetes cluster, I click on it and get it. And they also don't want to just manage one Kubernetes cluster. They wanted to manage multiple cluster, like also Choreo did now with the planes, private planes, I guess it's called. So you can having the managed part, and you can also having your own Kubernetes cluster running on Azure, on Edge, whatever you needed. And they also wanted to have a standard catalog. If you think of a standard catalog, it's going to be something like build kits. You have already kits, you can use it, and you can extend it. Of course, some documentation, everything on one place, how to use it. Pipelines integrated, monitoring, alerting, a software catalog. A developer told me also we want to create a third-party tools and integrate it. For example, if you're thinking again a new framework, you need a new build kit, just integrated it, or IDC, or single sign-on integration for IDC, multi-tenancy. Also the security and governance compliance should be applied from the company API and UI and something like a templates. If you're thinking on a catalog, they are just single pieces. And if you're thinking on a template, it's like a t-shirt size. I'm clicking on t-shirt size S and getting, for example, a Kubernetes cluster, databases, my kits, everything I need, and also the FinOps part, because a lot of product owner come to me and say, we don't want to run out of the budget in May. We have the whole year for us. So yeah. And I was thinking then, okay, I understand the requirement, but from the point of the engineering, how I put this in different layers. And I decided to put it in 3 layers in this one. And say, okay, if I'm going, for example, putting the requirements in a portal in a UI. For example, if you compare it again with Choreo, Choreo is not just an IDP. It's also provides you an UI and a portal and integrates the IDP. And for me, it was okay, if I'm doing by myself, if, for example, I'm choosing Backstage as a portal, I have some things are gonna be covered to explore. And I have also the bottom layer covered. If I consume infrastructure, I just need, for example, AWS account, Azure subscription, and I can consume the infrastructure. But depending on the different customers, you have different states in the middle area you need to build. And so some customers have Terraform, Helm, Crossplane, a high automatization grade. Some customers have just GitHub Actions, some Bash script, PowerShell scripts, and you need to combine it to build. Every customer is different. And I don't know how Korea built point of the microservices, but I guess it's going to be a lot of different tools also integrated in the controller logic, maybe 60, 70. It's a lot, as you can see, because you need to integrate all the requirements in one IDP, make it available, and combine it with the UI. And then for the most of the customers, they ask me, okay, who is going to build the middle layer? I say, if you don't choose a fully managed solution, the platform engineers. The next topic coming up, the people ask me, what is platform engineering? You can ask 10 people here in the room and you will get 10 different answers, I promise you. And I found these two definitions, or we defined by Oven, and I really like it. If you're looking at platform engineering, it's about abstracting or compose individual multiple services and building an overlay on it and making them self-service consumable. Think on IDP, self-service consumable by the end user, not yourself as a team. If you consume the service by yourself, you are not a platform engineer, you are just a managed infrastructure team that provides a managed infrastructure and enables the end user to use it. But if you build a really platform, it's gonna be self-consumable by the end user. This is the difference. And a lot of people ask me then, okay, we don't get it. I say, okay, take this picture. I guess you can relate it to it. A new project coming in. You're getting a request over a ticket. The developer team needs a new platform or needs a new environment to deploy. They create a ticket, write you an email, and the infrastructure team gonna using templates or also like Terraform models, Python, Helm charts, depending on your stack, and provide everything they needed, like a Kubernetes cluster, managed databases, maybe some security management, a vault, and enable the developer to use it. But you own it as an infra team, you own the platform. So if the developer needs something new, they're gonna create it over a ticket request. And if they need to configure something, you have a shared responsibility. They can destroy things, you can destroy things, and have an impact of the workload of the developer. This is managed infrastructure. I guess the most of you should be related to this part. And now if you're talking platform engineering team, the difference is you do the same things. You're building templates, you need to understand Kubernetes, you need to understand Terraform, Python, Helm charts, all the fancy stuff, and now you need to build a portal. You need to understand a software engineering mindset. You need to integrate it, and you need also to make it self-service for the developer. And now you can't just duct tape things they don't see, because now they are gonna configuring things. They maybe break you templates. And you need to having a mindset, not just only about the tools, also you need to understand a product mindset. How I build a product, how I manage feature requests. And the most engineers like me, coming from system engineer, cloud engineer, DevOps engineer, I have also some developer background, and doing a platform engineering has never developed software. For software developer, it's easy. You have customer, you have feature requests, it's a product mindset, you have a product owner, but on the market, it's not. And if you compare it with the salary, the numbers are not for me, you can see if you're doing the platform engineering the right way, you're earning a lot of more money, but you can also be happy and just relabel and earning more money by doing the same things because you are choosing the right time. And this is the difference. And last year we had about 4,000 applications. We hired just 25 people, and I don't found one profile, not one, to gonna fit this requirement, having the Kubernetes, the Linux part, the network part, also understand the software engineering part and combine in one person. It's like you're searching for a unicorn. I don't found them. If you found the people, please provided the profile. Just kidding. But this is what platform engineering is about. But if you also try to build your platform by yourself, it's cost you, in my experience, it will cost you 1 million per year. And I'm not the only one, but let's first take a look why you will need between 5 and 8 platform engineers, site reliability engineers with an average, I'm speaking about the European salaries, 100K, and you will also having some infra costs, because I mean Kubernetes running in the cloud, but not in the air, so we have some infrastructure behind it. And I'm not alone. If you're looking at the blog from the CEO of Portainer, Neil, he's also coming to 1 million. And it's another blog, also 1 million. And it will cost you 1 million about to create a platform. And not just for 1 year. You need to multiply it with between 2 and 5 years to adopt it, to shift the mindset. And it's going to cost you. This is what we find out. And it's also my experience now over the 4 and 5 years. So this is going to cost you. And also, if you build your platform, I was involved last year in 2 or 3 preparation for security audits. After you build it, you will needing, for example, if you're working in Europe, you will need to fulfill a lot of requirements, a lot of overregulation, and then the security audits comes in, and you will see a lot of CVEs. It's built on open source. You can't manage it. And in my security audits, we have some CVEs from 2013. So yeah, and the management then coming to me and say, we are putting millions on your platform team to building it, and everything red. They don't like the color red. Maybe we should change it to green, CVEs, but the green one. And this is a reality. After a security audit, you can see and ask yourself, wow, it's gonna be a lot of CVEs. And they're gonna challenge you and ask you why we spent a lot of money on your team and you have a lot of red flags, because they don't understand open source and all the stuff. In the most cases, they're just seeing the red flags and the CVEs. It's a reminder for me to take a breathe, and let's look at the numbers a little bit. I was attending to the PlatformCon, the biggest platform engineering conference, last month in June in London, and we have about 700 attendees, and most of them have already platform engineering in the title, but not in the mindset. They have just relabeled it, and I guess it's going to be next year over 90% like DevOps, so it's going to be platform engineering, and I was hoping to getting some insights from them. And I asked the teams that have already established, it's going to be about maybe 5% from the 17, they have already created a platform, and they told me you need a product mindset. I say, I know it from the books, but what does it mean? They say you need to hiring a product manager to integrate in your team because you don't find the people. So another person, take it to the team, the product mindset. I also guess Korea is maybe 1, 2, 3 product manager or product owner to manage it, not just the engineers. And the first challenge, finding those engineers. You will also need it, and be ready to put a lot amount of money on existing costs because you are creating a parallel platform. You have existing infrastructure, you need to migrate it. And also you need to invest to modernize it, to refactor applications that are running cloud native and all the stuff, and keep it safe. But some people say we still just want to do it, just build it like we do it. It's not so funny how it looks like. I mean, you can see on my fitness score and pulling the trucks, it's not so funny how it looks like. But some customer from us wanted to do it the hard way, and yeah, we are going for it and build it. But I would like to avoid it and spend time on fancy side. And if you try to build it your own, we have about 10 common pitfalls to avoid it. I just sharing the 3 common that the companies failed the most. And it's gonna be the first one, ignoring the education gap. I'm not speaking here about being an expert in IDPs and understand all the terms. I'm speaking about the basic, like having a common understanding of the terms, like I started the talks. So you can follow up. And I was involved in one workshop. We were sitting together and the people say, yeah, we understand all cloud native. Everyone understands cloud native. The management understand other cloud native public cloud. The infrastructure understand if you're building it cloud native, it can also run on premises. It's a two-factor app and all the stuff. You need to put it in a container. You don't have a requirement to running it in the cloud. So they built it, and after 6 months, after the proof of concept, they say, but you built it on premise. They say, yes, we built it cloud native. So they try to discuss. There's basic things. It's not like you need to be an expert. And you also, like I say, a spoiler, IDPs are not just for developers. You need to understand all your stakeholder, like Coreo did. If you're going on the platform engineering view, you have a governance. You will have in the future, I guess, some FinOps part, because I saw open course is already integrated and all the stuff. So you need to take care of all of you stakeholder in your company, and choosing the right abstraction layer for your company. If you're putting layer on layer on layer, and you have built on a bad ground and you just duct tape, it's gonna break something. So it helps you in some cases to remove some layer, to fix another one, and then to build on top of it. This is also was our experience. Don't know if you can relate it, but this is the experience we have made. And also the second pitfall is building on an unstable core. The companies try to focusing on the hypes, not on the basic workflows. And if I'm going, for example, doing a workshop, I just saying, can you please show me your bootstrapping procedure? We click this one, PowerShell, Terraform, Helm, and this part. I say, okay, let's remove the ClickOps part for provision infrastructure because you can provision it smart. Let's increase the automatization level of your ClickOps and doing it with Terraform, like also Korea, if you're having using your oven, if you're using the managed data plane, or if you're using your oven, it's gonna be using Terraform behind the scene, I guess, and also provision your infrastructure so you can see no ClickOps there. And also increase your automatization maturity. And a lot of customers coming also now to us and asking us, for example, we have chosen the wrong cloud provider for us, not provided the managed services we need because we are IoT company, and they don't provide IoT services. So you will also need to choose the right ground from the beginning. For example, if you're using Korea as a managed platform for the control plane, and if you say we wanted a data plane running on this cloud provider, be aware of your regulation of your country. For us in Europe, we are overregulated. We love to overregulate everything, and we have GDPR and a lot of part how we handle data. And for us, it's easier to using a public cloud provider or a hyperscaler from Europe, like OVH, Stackit, Open Telecom Cloud, and spin a Kubernetes cluster. It's not a problem. You can run the control plane on AWS from Korea and bring your own cluster, or going also on premises. So choose the stable fundament from the beginning. And I mean, we are happy. We have a lot of migration work to do as a consulting service, yeah. But for the customer, it's a lot of pain. It also maybe can cost you business because you're focusing on the wrong parts and not to increasing your business part. The third thing, it's going to be about day two responsibilities. The most companies also told me, yeah, it's easy one. We have covered it. I said, really? I was involved in one case, for example, platform team provided a template. We won. You have 4 developer teams. They're using it to getting Kubernetes, to getting managed database and all the stuff. Then they provided V2. 3 teams already use it in production. The 4th team coming and say something doesn't working. The platform engineering has provided a faulty new version. And the platform engineering team finger pointing say, but we have already 3 teams using it since 2 weeks. And I was taking a look at the 3rd team and they're using pod disruption budget in Kubernetes. It's an approach that helps you that your workload don't get be disrupted on purpose. And they created, I want to have one min available replica, it's called, will be 1, and they have just a replica of 1. So break by design. They have a misconfiguration. I told the developer teams and they say, yeah, true, we have a misconfiguration. Because of that, the upgrade breaks. And they say, but the platform team have to cover it. I say, if you're going to Google, to GCP, for example, and if you're using a managed service, misconfigured it, and try to upgrade and it's failed, they say, yeah, Google would help us. I say, similar with platform engineering. So you can see, also if you build it, day 2 operations are really hard to manage because you can't expect everything. And yeah, it's tough. Sometimes I like day 2 operations, sometimes I hate them, but to getting an example. And then also a lot of customers asking, why do even we need an IDP? It sounds like a horror story. Or why do we even need Kubernetes? And I say, yeah, it's maybe you can't just keep avoid and just jumping to the next hype because Kubernetes is now the new Linux. I mean, 11 years, the most companies built it on top, and also the IDPs are here to stay. I show you the numbers, not just on my opinion, so you can see it. Why IDP matters. From my point of view, you should go for it because it's the next hype. I also wanted to avoid it, but the community shows me you can't. And if you're looking at the numbers, you will see, for example, from Gartner says by 2027, 90% of the companies of G2000 companies will using container tools, not Kubernetes, container tools. And Google report from this year, January, I guess, it was saying now 55% already using platform engineering. If you're using platform engineering, you build something like IDP with a self-service. And 90% plan to do it, so you can't just avoid it. And if you're looking after 11 years now, where the companies stay now and will be, and if you zoom a little bit out, you will also see what's happening on the market. So the companies are just here, and you can see they are just at the beginning. And you can also see the market involved. We have CD push, now we have CD push based approach, now we have CD pull-based approach. Also the configuration from Puppet, Chef, going to Terraform, then we have some Helm chart, and now we are trying to building everything orchestrator-driven, like the Choreo controller is also built orchestrator-driven to manage all the stuff. And you have a lot of IDPs, providers also reaching out to us and say, it's very difficult to sell IDP solution because the customer don't understand the value and the pain. And we need to educate them. And so I say, yeah, you need to educate them. Don't miss the education gap, so you can buy it. And so they now try to educate and showing the value. And if the customer sees the value, how easy it is, how much you get, and how you can focus on your business to making money, not to spend money, they understand it. And you can see I just zoom 50% because the mountain is just much huge than this, because you have also the AI part. I'm not covering today, but also AI is going to be a part of it. And then also a lot of companies coming and say, maybe Kubernetes is the wrong abstraction layer for us. Maybe we can use something like Heroku or something, another one. I say, no, you can't. You can just avoid it because you need to figure it out how it works for you. You can using solution. Like, for example, it was Choreo. I also have some experience with Heroku, but it's based on EC2 instances. And I wanted an experience running on Kubernetes, because for me, Kubernetes is a platform to stay and to build on top of it. It's just a managed layer for me to doing a lot of things. And if you're looking at Choreo from a point of the engineering, you can see, for example, I call it platformless as a SaaS solution, but it's also an IDP with a portal, and I also difference a little bit IDP based with open source. And if you take a look at this picture, on the left side, you will see that if you're doing your own, how we doing, how many resources you need to build the infrastructure, the DevOps teams, the apps teams, and if you're using a SaaS solution fully managed, it's going to be covered by the provider. So you can spend more money on the developer to growing your business and created it. And what I really like about Korea, it was for me, I explored it last year at the KubeCon after Sam write me. I have imagined how I want to build an IDP in my mind. And then I was there, saw Korea and say, oh, they really built it in a better way, in a more safe way. And for me, it was like an eye-opening, and I say I want to learn more about it. And then the team invited me to the conference in Barcelona, and for me, it was like a new world. I saw a lot, but I guess I saw now about 20 solutions. And after I saw Korea, it was different. It's unique, trust me. I mean, you can see on my LinkedIn CV how many parts I built, also on my blogs, and this is really unique. You can trust me. And what I like about Korea, or why I like it so much, is you have this part, you can use it fully managed from a SaaS solution. I'm speaking about SaaS, maybe they are the wrong terms. So you can having the fully managed control plane and the fully managed data plane separate from your workload. Then you can also bring your own on the second line, your own data plane. Like I say, running on AWS on premises, you just need an internet connection. And also you can say, okay, but we are air-gapped, or we are running on premises with no outside connection. Then you can go for Open Korea and say, I built the parts that are going to be in the SaaS solution in a lightweight, because I guess it's few services running on the Open Korea, because the enterprise solution, it's more bulletproof and more focus and more services. I don't know what's happening behind under the hood, but if you're looking at it, you can build it your own. And this is I like, because if you have some customers that say we have don't money to building a platform engineering team, we just want to start fast and be safe, we are going this one. If they say we have our own data plane, we can choose this one. And if they say, can you build this not from scratch, similar experience for us, you can go with Open Korea. This is because I like it. And I don't speak too much how they built it. I guess you saw already some talks. And if you are focusing on it, you need just not understand all the tools on the CNCF landscape. You need also to understand how you combine it, how you configure it, how you integrate it in the UI. If you click once, what's happening behind the scenes in the IDP, it's not easy. I failed a lot, trust me, to integrate all the services. And you also see this, I just wanted to highlight it. It's safe and scalable by default, and I really like it. So this is what's happening behind the scenes a little bit. Is not so easy like my other slides, but you need to build your own and more, and you need to integrate everything in your portal if you're doing the hard way. So now spoke a lot about it. If you want to know more about Korea, of course, maybe you joined already some of the labs, and also if you want to join, it's gonna be, this is a blog. I don't know, it looks like another version I was uploaded from me. This is the blog on the left side. You can read over Choreo, how I explain it, if I explore it. And we will also have a customer panel discussion about enterprises, what you need to focus in later. So you can also join us today afternoon. And just a short recap, you don't have one perfect IDPs that fits them all. So for every customer, we need to build our own one. You can recycle some stuff. And platform engineering is not managed infrastructure team. It's about building products for developers, not for managing the infrastructure. IDPs and platform engineering are here to stay for the next 2-3 years, so you can't avoid it. And don't build if you are lacking of skills or budget. Consider platform-less solutions like Choreo Instant. And like I say, AI won't save you, but it will help you. And the education gap is also real. Don't ignore it, start learning and upskilling you early. And if you are here, you already done the first step. Thank you very much for your time. Hopefully you get a lot of insights. I know it was a lot, but thank you.